Hello, YouTube. So that was, well, Oroy Mak. So that was, it is the best rice I've had in a long time. It was right there, and I looked out at this the whole time. And I found it because, thank you Google, I just typed in restaurants when I was down the beach. They said they're open tomorrow at 9, so I may go there for breakfast. It was 40 baht for a very big bowl of a khao pak gai, which is I really like. And in fact, I was anticipating they wouldn't have chicken gai because of the fishing, right? I figured, oh yeah, well, they're going to have shrimp, which again, that would twist my arm. I'll have shrimp fried rice for $1.30. Oh man. You know, I was sitting there, and actually as I was approaching it, and so here's a couple other, so this is like the neighborhood basically that I've walked into, and in doing so, and what I need to do actually here is I need to wait for the wave to go, so because otherwise this rope will castrate me. Whoa! Okay, made it. But anyway, not my first rodeo anchoring a boat. But so I walked up to here, I walked here, and I'm literally less than a kilometer from my ridiculously Phanang resort. And I had an experience that was worthy of why Thailand, and so I wanted to share that. And here's where I joined the circus. So, hello YouTube. So anyway, I had this experience that is arguably pretty rare in Thailand, unless you are really in the, hello! Sawadee krap! Sawadee krap! It's rare unless you're deep into the village. And Sawadee krap! And I know nothing. I don't know how to say anything other than that intelligently, even if I can say that intelligently. Anyway, so I'm walking down the beach to pretty much close to where I am right now. Here, hold on. I was walking the other way, but literally right here. And then up there is a house. And two young guys. I'm going to go with like 16, 17, 18, something like that. They saw me, said hello, and wanted to take their picture with me. And that has not happened to me in a long time. It kind of happened when I was in the province at Gracie's house a little bit, but it's not like they hadn't seen a foreigner before. Now, again, these people have seen a foreigner before, but I don't know. It was a really interesting. It was neat. It was fun. I liked it. I was honored. It was an honor. You know, they were like, "Hey, they motioned, right?" But it was like, "Can we take a picture with you?" And I was it was sort of taken back because, you know, the novelty of a foreigner in Thailand is, you know, that's kind of gone away. I mean, it's the equivalent of, you know, meeting a Thai person in San Diego. It's not, you know, as common as meeting a Mexican, for example, of course, you know, just due to proximity, but anyway. So this installment of Why Thailand, I believe this is number 9 of Why Thailand. Because my dreams have come true. I mean, not every single one of them, right? I mean, and some of the dreams I had were, you know, goofy and ridiculous, and fun to, think about, fantasize about, hey, if I spend this $1 here at the local 7-Eleven, the ROI might yield, $175 million or something, some lottery thingy, or I don't know, any gambling to some degree, I suppose. But the company that I invested in when their stock was 16 cents, boy, wouldn't it be cool if they went to $1,600? Yeah, well, I guess, But the more realistic, one could argue, and again, winning the lottery is possible, right? But it's not real probable. Wanting to be able to move to what a lot of people, and certainly regardless of what other people refer to it as, what I referred to as a beach paradise, which is here. I'm here. Now, this is hardly the first video you've watched of me. Although, if you're new to the channel and this is the first video you've watched, hi, how's it going? My name is Mike, and this is livemyassoff.com. And I have a tendency to talk about the present as well as the future, and why I'm grateful for what I have in this very second, and the opportunities that lay in front of me. And a lot of times I refer to those thoughts that pop into my head as gratitude attacks. But for this installment, I'm going to be telling you the current reason why Thailand. Now, let me just say, of course, that, I don't have a whole lot of choice, okay? A lot of us don't right now. I cannot just get on a plane and say, hey, well, maybe I'll try out Da Nang for a while. Or better yet, maybe Gracie will fly over here and she and I will explore Southeast Asia this afternoon. That is, that's the reality. It's not happening. So anyway, but, our plan was come to Thailand, and we did that. And I walked on the beach before. That was sort of where I was going with, hey, it's not like this is the first time you've ever seen Mike walk on a beach before. But I was sitting a little bit further down that way, and that's when I Googled, restaurant, and then, Google said, well, if you go inland and walk down this, street, and then walk down this alley, it's only about, it's like a kilometer and a half away, and it'll take you about, and I'm like, or I could walk on the beach and then come right up to it. So every single person that saw me coming the other way said hello, loudly, to the point where they were obviously wanting some degree of acknowledgement. I mean, everyone does that. Hello, and you expect, right? So, I mean, of course, there's nothing earth-shattering about humans greeting one another. But it was done with a ridiculously genuine Thai smile and heart and warmth and caring and, desire, probably a little bit of intrigue, a little bit of interest, that sort of thing. Who is this guy? Why the heck is he walking on the beach? Why doesn't he have a car? Why doesn't he have a motorbike? Why doesn't he, why is he walking? And of course, if Gracie, if you know anything about our current inside joke, one of the many, white people like to walk. And amidst this tan, I'm actually Caucasian, so I like walking. And this is one of my dreams. One of my dreams was to come to find a beach that would be by myself. The chances of seeing another human on the beach were slim, would be slim. I would have enough money in my pocket to go buy food, rice, and some water. It would be enjoyable. There would be no danger involved in cultivating my meal. And I would listen to this. And that would be good enough. And I think maybe the second half of that, while I possibly said it tongue-in-cheek, I'm actually quite serious, meaning that, like, I wouldn't need anything more. I wouldn't need better shoes or more hair or more money in my pocket. The feeling I would have would be the feeling that I had today was the result of coming here. I dreamt of having a feeling like that. So good. And after going to the beach a few times, throughout the last 50 years of my life, I had this vision of like, okay, well, this would be a great beach, or this is a great beach. I'm going to reproduce this somewhere else. Like if I'm in Maui, like, oh my God, this is a great beach. I want to reproduce this somewhere else where I'm not sharing it with another, 1,700 people this afternoon. Or even 17. And I would sit there and I would pause and I would look over it and I would dream about, or the gears would turn, and I suppose I would come up with the plan that I thought possibly if I execute this plan, then I'll be able to come to a, again, Mike's version of beach paradise, which for me is a long walking beach. And yeah, there's construction, but it doesn't bother me right now. And I would have this feeling of, well, as I've said before, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. And so many times I thought, yeah, that'll occur after I get this number of millions, or after I get my PhD, or after I work at this company for X amount of years, or whatever. And I'm sharing this with you because one of my dreams has just come true. And it was to just have the feeling I had for, I don't know, an hour as I sat back there on this, bench that they made to look out over the water. Other people have sat there before I did. And I'm like, wow. And I thought to myself, this is why Thailand. Because the opportunity for these dreams to come true exists here for me. I have no idea if it exists for you. And, look, before today, I felt really blessed and grateful. And I'm like basically walking in quicksand. Which means I'm supposed to walk through it quickly, right? Isn't that sort of the deal with quicksand? You're supposed to walk through it quickly. So I literally just went up to up to my calf in sand. That was an interesting experience. The reason is because they're pushing all the soil there. And anyway, the good news is that there wasn't a whole lot of depth to my shot. So you didn't see me just walk like a duck. And one of my dreams is to never be seen walking like a duck. So, check. I have had other dreams come true, as it turns out. Now that I reflect on that, they have not all occurred in Thailand. But as I was sitting back there, I was like, this place, for me, allows dreams to materialize. My dreams, not yours. Maybe, it's available for me. And before I got here, or certainly before I started traveling regularly here, I would watch YouTube videos like you're potentially doing right now, saying, oh, I wonder what it's like for this guy in Thailand. And I would they would go around and they would, many people would talk about the mechanics, many people would talk about what's around them, many people would talk about their experience. But I don't know, and again, I'm not saying I'm the only guy in the world, but I don't know if I ever heard anyone sharing about, dude, since I've been to Thailand, my dreams came true, or at least one of my dreams came true. Or by being here in Thailand, guess what? I've discovered that my dreams come true. And again, like I said, just like today, yeah, one of my dreams came true, but then I thought, wait a second, a few others have too by being here. And so that's this installment of Why Thailand, because there are probably other places. But the other thing too is that when I pause and I realize this and I think, you know, one of my dreams just came true and other dreams could come true too, I'm really grateful that it happened in Thailand. I did have a very similar experience, and if you go back to the beginning of Why Thailand, let's say installment number 1, I talk about finding my Thailand and how it started, because after I found my Mexico, I lost my Mexico. My Mexico went away. And it's not because like necessarily someone took it, it's just that there was no longer any love for the Mexico. And I tried to find my new Mexico, and in doing so, I found my Thailand. And so I'm really glad that that dream came true in Thailand, and it almost gives me even more hope, extended hope, that more will come true. And I didn't come to this hotel and walk down that beach and sit on that part of the beach because I was like, okay, bam, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to get my notebook out, and we're going to date, time, stamp. Okay, bam, dream came. No, I had absolutely no clue that was going to happen. I was going to feel that way. I was going to say, I had no idea I was going to eat such a good meal on the beach. Well, yeah. When I go to a place where there is no English spoken or written and there is no menu, but there's a cook making magic food and people just like know what to order, I'm pretty confident I'm going to have some of the best food I've ever had in my life. And I did. And of course it was $1.30, and you know, this was my front drop. My back drop was, you know, there. But I don't know. I was just about to say I just show up. I don't know if I just show up. I think I try and start out the day with, like, you know, some degree of like open-mindedness, and then that, you know, maybe is the catalyst, or at least the foundation, let's say. And then that's probably the foundation. And then Thailand is probably the catalyst to my dreams. A dream today coming true. So that's Why Thailand for me, and I hope you find a similar place that you don't necessarily seek it out because you're like, okay, my dreams better come true right here. But like you go there and you're like, son of a gun, my dream just came true. And yeah, I did some footwork to get there, but I just opened up and I let it happen. And, you know, so 8 months here in the kingdom, and I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. My dreams come true. And that's Why Thailand. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao.